Good morning, everyone, and aloha. Aloha. I would like to thank all of you for taking the time to attend the February monthly service here at Pearl Church. And thank you for your kind and sincere offerings. I'm sure God the Parent in Oyasin is really happy to see you all here today and to have performed the service with joy and in high spirits. I'd like to ask for your kind attention as I deliver today's sermon. At the January grand service of church headquarters, I had the opportunity to listen to the sermon given by Reverend Yoichiro Miyamori, the church staff minister and director-in-chief of religious affairs. I would like to share with you some of the main points from the sermon. In this sermon, Reverend Miyamori said, Oyasama's anniversary is held every 10 years. Each anniversary is held as a way of giving back to God the Parent and Oyasama the Foundress. Previously, for each seasonal time, church headquarters initiated construction projects and urged Yoboku and lay members to make donations and offerings for the building project. However, this coming anniversary will not leave any tangible mark as far as construction is concerned, but rather we're encouraged to look at our hearts, that is to self-reflect and to become more spiritually mature than ever before. In other words, it calls for us to be considerate of others and to be mindful of helping those in need. During the time when Oyasama was physically present, people will always turn to her for advice and seek help regarding their personal matters and circumstances. Always depending on her advice, this will mean that people's hearts will never attain spiritual maturity. So Oyasama bestowed the divine grant of Sazake to the devout members, taught them the service, and taught them the teaching of by saving others, you will be saved. With the 140th anniversary just 1 year away, this is a seasonable time to grow spiritually and to save others even more. So then, what should we do? Offer support to those close to you who are in trouble or sick, and also administer the Sazake prayer for their recovery. When you are constantly thinking about others, you may even forget about your own illness. In this way, you think about how you can help this person understand the teachings, and you will mature spiritually. There is a saying in Tendikyo that goes, if you feel that you need to help this person, please call out to them, even if you are just walking down the street. If you bump into someone on the street, don't miss the chance to share the Foundress's teachings with them. Also try asking them, would you like to visit Ojiba with me? In the Anecdotes of Oyasama, story number 174, if you let go your strength. Hidenobu Nakano, who had been in charge of horses for the Koizumi feudal clan in Yamato, was also proficient in Jiu-Jitsu and Kendo fencing. He returned to Jiba one day and was granted an audience with Oyasama. Oyasama said, Nakano, you are known to be a strong man in the country. Now try and remove your hands. And she took hold of both his wrists. Nakano at first exerted only a little strength and tried to free his hands, but she would not let go. He became serious about it, and with a shout, tried with all his might to pull his hands free. But the Venerable Oyasama remained steady with perfect composure. Nakano, who was still in the prime of his life, sorry, that should be life, not life, tried with his face flushing again and again with all his might to pull his hands free, shouting each time, "Ya! Ya!" But Oyasama retained an all-inspiring calm and continued to smile pleasantly. He could do nothing. Not only that, the most astonishing thing was that the more he exerted his strength, the more strongly his own wrists gripped. Finally, they started to feel as if they're being ripped apart. Powerful as he was, Nakano could not bear the pain any longer. "I am overwhelmed. Please release my hands," Nakano conceded to Oyasama. Then she said, "You need not apologize at all. If you let go your strength, God will also let go of God's strength. If you exert strength, God will also exert strength. This applies not only now, but always." And she quietly released his hands. I'd like to call upon Taiko Nakao to share her experience.
I'd like to share a little experience, what happened recently. I met this woman. There's a woman in her 60s who lived in Japan. She lives in Japan, who has been suffering from severe domestic violence from her husband for over 30 years, all her marriage life, actually. She has been confiding her troubles on the phone from Japan almost every day, saying, "It's painful, I want to die." Well, she was talking to her friend, who is a friend of mine who lives in Hawaii, and she told me all this story. I only heard about this lady's suffering story through my friends in Hawaii, and I had never met this person who is suffering from her domestic violent husband. We shall call this lady's name Miss A. She's a school teacher. But I told my friend who lives in Hawaii that since I'm going to Japan in April, I would love to go and visit her. That was last year in April, when I went to Saitama Prefecture and shared God's words over lunch with Miss A and her daughter in her 30s. Her daughter in her 30s is a lady who came to Hawaii actually last year during the 70th anniversary of Dendocho celebration, and she was staying at the Pearl Church for about 3 weeks, and she was doing a lot of hinokshin for Dendocho and also for the Pearl Church. Well, and this is a story about her mother. And after I came back to Hawaii, returning to Hawaii, I would often speak to her about God's teachings, which is her mother, Miss A, and I was teaching, giving her instruction of the Daily Kyo teachings via email and line. I met her again in October of last year after my visit to Ochiba. Miss A told me that she wanted to go to Tendi with her daughter. I didn't insist her on going, nor did I force her to go. She voluntarily said she wanted to go to Tendi. This coming April, Miss A and her daughter will be attending the Women's Association General Meeting with me, and I would also like to bring them to the Seki Lecture Hall. And there's another story I'd like to share. A man from Tokushima Prefecture, Mr. M, who comes to run in the Honolulu Marathon every December for nearly 10 years. He previously returned to Chiba and took the Tendikyo basic course with his wife, and about 6 years ago, he comes every year to Honolulu for a marathon. So each time he comes to Pearl Church, and we always have a nice talk. And however, this time during his visit for the Honolulu Marathon last December, I asked him if he would like to go to Tendi and attend the basic lecture this time with your wife. He replied quickly in one short sentence, "Yes, I would like to go." He'll be returning to Chiba this May, during the time when Tengen 150th anniversary. Pastor Owen, Moses, and Louis, and myself are going to be in Chiba, so we would like to take him to Ojiba for a Beseki lecture, and his wife. Well, I would like to share another recent story in which I happened to bump into Miss Y, her name is Yoko-san, Miss Y, a woman in her 60s, whom I have known for a long time. We haven't seen each other for a long time, and as we chatted, she told me that she occasionally goes to Tendi Bunko, Tendi Library in Noanu, to dust and clean the bookshelves. That is herself, she would like to do the volunteer work. And I was very happy to hear this, so I asked her, "Do you want to go to Tendi in Japan someday?" Surprisingly, she immediately replied, "I've always wanted to go." So she plans to visit her parents' home in Japan in Hyogo Prefecture, which is maybe near Kobe, this October. So I'm looking forward to taking her to Ojiba this October. Ojiba is a place where you can experience a rebirth and change your life.
This place called Jiba is the one and only place in the world where humankind were first created. For those of us who have our own personal circumstances and problems, this is the place where we can clear our minds, settle our problems, and be cured of our illnesses. Please try reaching out to those close to you. At the end of Reverend Miyamori's sermon, he said, "There's no need to say anything difficult. All you have to say is, would you like to come with me to the one and only place in the world called Jiba?" Thank you for your kind attention. So I'd like to call upon Moses to give the announcements.
Reverend Owen would like to thank all of you for your support that allowed him to attend the grand services at Tengen and church headquarters respectively. In addition, he represented the general congregation in paying final respects at the funeral of the late Bishop Kazuo Nagao, 5th Bishop of Mission Headquarters of Hawaii. Last month, Bishop O'Hara announced that we will be starting a fund drive for the recent Southern California wildfire disaster relief. Please make out your donation to Pearl Church and indicate in remarks or on the envelope for a California fire. The Mission Headquarters Grand Service will be held this coming Sunday. No, that's not true. The Mission Headquarters monthly service will be held this Sunday, February 16th at 9 a.m. The annual Boys and Girls Association Leadership Camp will be held at Ho'omalaia Botanical Garden on February 23 and 24. Please see me, Moses, for application and other information, or take a copy of the flyer. The Mission Headquarters Yohai will be held on Sunday, February 26 at 9 a.m. And our annual rummage sale and mini bazaar will be held on Sunday, March 23 from 8 a.m. to 12 noon. If you have unwanted but sellable items to donate, please bring them to the Pearl Church by Wednesday, March 19th. The annual Boys and Girls Association Spring Camp will be held March 29 to 30 at the Tenri Cultural Center. please take a copy of the flyer. And as mentioned last month, we will be showing a hula video performed by our members of our church at the Tengen 150th Anniversary Celebration Entertainment Program on May 6th. We will continue our hula practice after today's luncheon. Please join us in producing this video, not only here, but please practice at home as well by watching the YouTube video. Please contact us if you haven't received the link. Thank you.
want to go on my plane because you don't check
We have one announcement by the Young Association, which Lucas will give. But before I let him have the microphone, about the donations for our rummage sale, if you could bring the items after the March monthly service, because our garage gets full fairly quickly. So after the March monthly service, you can start bringing the things. But if you have to get rid of things somehow and you have no place to put it, then actually give me a call and we'll find a place.
So Sai Nakal, our Young Men's Association president, asked me to announce this to everybody here. We're going on a Lahaina relief trip on February 21st to the 23rd. It's called the Dendocho Maui Disaster Fund. We'll pay up to $200 for airfare, and we'll be staying at Maui Church, which is for free. Dendocho will be paying up to $30 per person for hotel, up to 30 people to stay in a hotel, like families. The sign up is on a link that I can share with you. The event is for the 22nd, so please text or call Sai after you sign up. The deadline is February 14th, so Maui Church can prep, but we can extend for special circumstances, like if someone is waiting to have their time off approved. Just let me know ahead of time. I'll be going myself, so if you're planning, if you want to help or bring your family, let me know, and I can coordinate with Sai and the Maui Church so that you can stay in Maui. When the Lahaina fire hit, I asked everybody if anyone could donate, and we gathered a bunch of money, and I was able to buy a bunch of things from Costco, and I had my supervisor put it on the boat and deliver it straight to Maui. So that I just wanted to follow up on that and say that it was successful, so we was able to get it there. So yeah, if you have questions, please let me know. We can coordinate going to the this Maui trip. Thank you.
Just a little bit of background about that. I was talking to the bishop as far as the people staying at Maui Church. We'll be making a $30 per night donation to Maui Church for expenses and for offering. Also, for those of you who wish to stay at a hotel, we'll be helping $30 a night for those people who prefer to stay at a hotel. These are from the funds that you donated for the Maui relief effort. I'd like to thank all of you for your generous and kind donations. This time, please join me in the closing prayer.